I want to share what it's actually like to live with generalized anxiety disorder because I've seen many people misunderstood it as a normal anxiety. And look, a normal anxiety is something everyone experiences. You get anxious before a big major event or before a first date. And whenever that things that you're worried about is over, you don't feel anxious anymore. And it is perfectly healthy. It helps us to prepare for things. It keeps us sharp. But a generalized anxiety disorder is a completely different thing. I would always wake up anxious. My mind is constantly finding things to be worried about, even when there is nothing to worry. It is always like, what if this is going to happen? What if something terrible is about to come? What if this? What if that? It is always thinking about the worst case scenarios all the time. I would have panic attacks almost every day. Even when I go to sleep, I would wake up after 45 hours of sleep and I didn't feel safe. It felt like I am under attack. I'm not even dramatic. It literally felt like I am under attack. I didn't feel safe at all. And these things get really intense when I'm alone, when I'm not doing anything. All these things just come into my mind and it's just so painful. When I say I didn't feel safe, I'm not exaggerating. It literally don't feel safe almost every day. I was always on this hyper alert state, always scanning for threats. And it is so exhausting. And I would tell myself like, stop worrying. You're worrying about the most ridiculous thing ever. Why are you doing it? Just stop. Like, no matter how many times I try to get logical with myself, no matter how many times I try to be rational about these thoughts, it just doesn't help. And I try to push through it. I try to push through what I'm supposed to do, regardless of what I'm thinking, regardless of what I'm feeling. But after some period of time, it just make me really burn out. It feels really draining. And these are not even the worst part yet. The worst part is the physical symptoms. I constantly had pain in my chest. Like someone is sitting on my chest or someone is grabbing my heart. It is so painful. It felt like dying. It really got me scared. So I even go to doctors. I did medical checkups and I am completely fine physically. But for some reason, I had that sensation around my chest. Sometimes my hand would tingle. Sometimes my body would completely go shut down. Sometimes I don't eat for like 2-3 days because I just don't feel hunger. And even when I try to force myself to eat, I could not swallow it. I feel like something is in my throat. And all these physical symptoms feel so real. It feels so scary. Literally, my body was in pain. And I've done talk therapy, I've done CBT, I even done some medication because the things that I was experienced was so intense. Sometimes it literally felt like dying. So I did those and some of it helped me, like CBD, like trying to challenge my thoughts, trying to avoid my triggers, trying to reframe my thoughts. But my anxiety won't go away. When I'm having this extreme panic attack, when I'm having these anxiety attacks, I couldn't do any of them. It felt like I'm drowning. And I even heard people say things like, oh, you just have to live with anxiety until you die. You just have to learn how to cope with it. It is like you have autism, so you just have to learn how to live with it. Made me so angry. Maybe angrier than when someone tell me to calm down. Because, come on, autism is something that you are born with it. And we have to accept we have to live with it, right? But you are not anxious when you were like 3-4 years old. This anxiety developed during our childhood. We're not born with it, which means we don't have to live with it. So at the start of this year, I decided that instead of viewing this anxiety as something that I despise, something that I need to get rid of as soon as possible, I decided to understand it. So I turned into books. I read everything about trauma, everything about anxiety. I learned about nervous system regulation. I watched countless interviews about anxiety sufferers. And there's this one book, it helped me a lot. I read it like 6-7 times now. The author himself is a doctor. He is also an anxiety sufferer. And his methods are so unorthodox. He never tells you to cope it. He never tells you to try to manage it or try to live with it. He actually show a way to get out of it, to heal it, to recover from it. And I want to give so much gratitude to that author because it has helped me so much. And now I'm really able to recover it after this 9-10 months later. I'm not even lying. Anxiety doesn't scare me anymore. And I don't have that chest pain. I don't have all these physical symptoms in my body. Sure, I get stressed, I get anxious at times like a normal human being, but I don't have that constant pain. I don't have that constant scary thoughts anymore. And if you want to heal your anxiety, go and watch this video. It is everything I've learned about anxiety recovery. Thank you so much.